Attention carriers, brokers, and dispatchers. You're tuned into the E-Carrier Check channel, where we bring you the insider tips, tricks, and insights to drive your sales and logistics business to new heights. Each week, your hosts, Jared and Nate, sit down with the top professionals in the industry, diving deep into everything from prospecting and cold calling to maintaining carrier relationships and maximizing your bottom line. Learn real-world strategies, hear success stories, and get actionable advice you can implement in your business today. So buckle up and get ready for an entertaining and informative ride. This is the E-Carrier Check channel, your source for can't-miss logistics intelligence. Stay tuned.
All right.
Hey, good morning. Happy Wednesday hump day. We're halfway through the week, guys.
This is it.
We're doing it. I mean,
This is it.
I talked with a few people this week and they're having some rough weeks, man, but hey, you're getting through it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're watching today, you're getting through it. T. Landy, what's going on? What's up, Gabe? How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
This guy's been killing it this
13
week.
load for the month. Good for you,
I love
brother.
that,
I
man.
love that. How many, T. Landy, how many loads are you moving, big guy? I'd love to know where you're at. I know this morning we were talking the ins and outs of beginning a freight brokerage journey.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, let's get some thick skin on. I'm excited to talk about this today.
Me too.
You've had an opportunity to talk to quite a few of our
Ray?
users this week.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hearing from the ground floor from these guys?
Well, first off, what's up, Chief Ray Holler? We're doing good, brother. Good to see you.
What's going on, man?
I always hear people are like, Nate, I wish someone told me that sooner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, me too, man. Me too. And, like I said, this week has been tough for a few people that I talked to. And it's just kind of the little things that maybe we can get ahead of.
Yeah.
If someone would have told them this, I think they would have never been in this situation. But that's why we're talking through some of this feedback today is, if you're thinking about being a broker or maybe you're struggling at the moment, sometimes, like you say, Jerry, we got to take it back to the basics.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do.
Yeah. It's all about fundamentals. The list you have, the list that you came through, I honestly, really something like this show is what it's all about. You've got to find a mentor in this life, and somewhat to a certain extent, being a broker, being a driver, right? Mm-hmm. It's fairly secluded. Right. You're kind of by yourself unless you're in a room of brokers. Right. You know what I mean? And so you really have to find a mentor. Right. You know what I mean?
And that's something that was on my list too, is finding a mentor or a trainer. It's like going to college, right? If you're going to go to college for something, you got to pay for it, right? Yeah. That's the same thing with finding a trainer or a mentor. You may have to put up some money, but I promise you that they're going to help you get through some of the stuff that you're struggling with, or maybe that you will deal with. There's so many situations that pop up in this industry that can stress you out. Oh, yeah. So you may not know them all. You have to kind of pop up and you deal with it and you know how to handle it next time. But I'm a big believer, get yourself a mentor, get your trainer. We know, a handful of trainers that we'd love to hook you guys up with. Reach out to us. I think it's a great investment, especially if you work at home alone. I think you need something.
I would agree. As when you're by yourself, it's tough. You just have to have somebody to say hi to.
So for sure.
It's nice. This is why we like our just our community. It's uplifting. It's doing what it's doing. Record month was August at 22, hoping for 30 this month. Nice. UFP starting to take off. I think I could grab another 50 to 75 next month. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. That's insane. Jerome, what's up, brother? How the heck are you, man? It's good to have you in.
And, let's talk about one thing. The top of my list, man.
Yeah, let's funnel through it because it's a hell of a list.
It is a list.
It's
There's
really
like
good
50
list,
things here. Yeah. But the one that I love the most is carrier relationships. They matter more than you think. Pay your carriers right.
Yeah.
Pay them respectfully and be respectful and, work together. If there's ever a situation like on a Friday, it's 4:00 and a carrier falls off, that's when you have the relationship with the carrier relationships to fall back on. And if you treat them right, guess what? They're going to return the favor. That's the biggest thing that I think that I've seen in this industry so far is a lot of brokers might not treat the carrier the best way or pay them what they ask for. Or, and from the carrier side, you got to come with, hey, this is what I need. Here's why. Let's work together, right? So there's two sides, right?
There's
you came from a carrier and the broker, so you've seen this.
Yeah, I think something that is huge, especially as you get going. We've talked to $100 million brokerages, and their credit sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to go, and carriers just don't want to work with those brokers that just don't pay their bills, right? So not only is it important to build relationships and have those open conversations, but proof is in the cash. Pay me. You know what I mean? And so this is number one. You gotta understand cash flow, and you've got to understand how important your credit score is, because yes, relationships are important. Those carriers are going to judge the book by its cover real quick, and that credit score is going to stand out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that, Jared. Number 2, cold calling. It's not dead. We have to pick up the phone. We have to pick up the phone. It is stressful, man. It can be very, very mind draining. It'll drain you for sure, but it definitely is the best way to connect with someone. Email's fine, but people want phone calls. And sometimes those shippers will tell you, hey, call me back, or let's set up a meeting. But I think when shippers tell people that, they really want to know if you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Jared, hey, thanks for letting me know who you are. We're not setting up anyone, but maybe we could chat later. And then your follow-up should be some sort of value.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe,
absolutely.
Capacity is tight in Texas, and you let that customer know and say, hey, if you need any capacity, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think cold calling is definitely not dead. In fact, Gabe posted something yesterday. He's like, what's your best, what do you say when they say they're all customer routed? And the comment section, which is where I like to go anyway in Reddit or Facebook or TikTok, is the comment section was incredible. There were some incredible nuggets in there from people that are wildly gifted at communicating and talking. So if you're not connected with Gabe, check him out on LinkedIn, because he does post. Some of his stuff is terrible, but he's an Iowa fan, so you kind of have to make it work. I'm kidding. But
did they beat Iowa State this weekend?
I don't know. Nobody even watched. But in all honesty, like, there's some incredible comments in there that cold calling is definitely not. I found a guy yesterday. This was kind of fun. I was helping some brokers make calls yesterday, and we did kind of that reverse search. We were looking at stretch flatbed carriers. Into that, we ended up finding a guy that had 48 stretch flatbed loads that needed to get moved by Christmas. It was just incredible coincidence, not even coincidence. We looked up the leads right on our platform, but then you've got to pick up the phone and you've got to utilize every conversation to get better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So don't bring up that game, please.
Yeah. One thing too that about this industry, it's 80% sales, 20% logistics.
Shit, I'm sorry, Jones. That sucks, brother. I have to clean in the shed for my sister. She's moving in with my mom for medical reasons. Yeah, I got some weird stuff going on with my folks too. It's kind of weird. Aging parents suck.
Yeah, that Gabe Good doesn't know what he's talking about. I love you, buddy. But yeah, this industry, it's 80% sales, 20% logistics, right?
Yep.
You're always selling at some point in this game, or in this industry. So something to keep on top of the mind. Lots of sales, and then there's some logistics that go into it. And then consistency is key to success.
Yeah.
Consistency with building relationships with carriers, to cold calling. Managing your pipeline, that can get you can lose track of that.
You can lose track real quick. Yeah. There's an awesome line that Craig Rochelle always says, is that successful people do consistently what most people do occasionally.
Yeah.
And that this is everything. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life. You just got to get back on the horse too.
Right.
If you've jumped off, doesn't matter. Right. Get back going and don't stew on it.
Right. So. One thing too, that it takes time to make money too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you think you're going to hop into the broker seat and start, bringing in cash right away, you're wrong. You know, it's a tough industry to start making cash right away.
Yeah, you got to compound it. It's like
Right.
Gabe, you know, like this cat, you know, he's up to 20 loads. You know, it's taken a few months to get him to that,
Mhm.
you know, and then when, at what point does he have to get an operational person to help him? You know, is that at
Right.
100 loads? Is that at, you know,
Right.
wherever it may be? So,
Yeah.
yeah, you're definitely not quick rich. You know,
Yeah.
watch the video. I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of the
Yeah.
year.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Find a niche and dominate it,
mm,
whether it's regional equipment, a commodity. Um, you know, a lot of the new freight brokers that come and talk to us, I'm always telling them like, "Hey, what are you going to get into?" And they're like, we're going to do anything and
yeah,
everything. So just we need to find a shipper." I'm like, I think you should focus on one thing and one thing only, whether it's equipment, open decks, you know, regions.
yeah,
I think that's where, if you're new to this industry, you need to kind of have a niche and dominate it. Stick to it.
absolutely.
Stick to it.
Plus, then you can talk the talk.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You relate more to the client than others do if
Mhm.
they all sound the same.
Right.
You know, you can mention those OEM models or you know, the ATRs, or you can mention the equipment that they're
Yep.
utilizing. And, you know, yesterday I think it was interesting. Uh, we were targeting those stretch flatbed shippers,
Yeah.
and a lot of them were like, "Yeah, we just don't utilize a stretch flatbed very often." Um, and then we finally came up on that gold mine, and you know, it's like here comes the thunder.
Right.
And so just being able to relate to people real quick, sometimes it is a little bit of a needle in a haystack, but it's worth your time.
Yeah, I do. I
So,
agree. Be prepared to be ignored too. You will be ignored. You know, if you're cold calling someone and they say, "Hey, Gabe, get back to me by the end of the, you know, Friday," and they don't call you, leave you kind of ghosted, it's normal.
yeah,
100% is normal. Like I
absolutely.
said, I think that shipper really wants to see if Gabe is true to what he says.
Just keep showing up.
Keep showing up, and that's what Gabe does. That he does that.
Yeah.
He shows up.
Yeah.
So make sure you do that. Since I'm W2, I'm trying to get a hold of getting a coordinator.
200 loads. That's the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. And then you say this all the time. Money's in the follow up. Money is in the follow up. All those times you're being ignored, keep following up because it will come.
Yeah. The old rule of most salespeople just kind of quit after the first one. You know, you just gotta keep pushing past that barrier and understand that the follow up is where you're gonna make your money for sure. And maybe, you know, something that I think is really interesting is not every customer is actually a good customer.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when you're getting into maybe not desperation, but that first customer brings a lot of anxiety. I got to find my first client. I got to bring a client on. Even if you bring a client on, sometimes they're not good. Maybe it's too cheap a freight, or maybe it's just something that you're just not having any success with. You just got to understand that. So
5 calls with no answer, throw the lead away.
yeah,
I agree. You know, you talked about some cheap rates. You mentioned cheap rates. Competing on cheap rates is a losing strategy. Have you seen or dealt with this?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people that just blow out blast loads to brokers, and everyone's bidding on them. You know, finding those patterns and recognizing them is probably what's been my superpower.
Okay.
And so just analyzing patterns, whether it's client communication, whether it's loads, whether it's the way the phone rings when you post a load.
Okay.
There's just things that you gotta have to understand, that some works for you and some doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. There's so much tech too in this industry, right? To kind of help you.
It's crazy.
Yeah, to kind of help you get more, I guess, just more competitive.
Yeah.
So use the tech. And then my next thing was actually embrace technology, but it doesn't replace the hard work.
No.
So we still have to work. You guys still have to work really hard. You can have the best tech, but if you're not actually working, it doesn't really help.
Yeah. We see that every day. You know, our tech will lead you to the water, but we can't force you to drink it.
Right.
And everyone's like, "Oh, I need a better bidding, you know, machine." And it's like, well, pick up the phone and talk to a carrier and ask them what they're needing.
Right.
What are their costs? Find out how they can help you. You know,
Right.
instead of just posting and praying. You know, we hear a lot of people doing that. Even the contract guys. You know, I know you get kind of wrapped up with one guy running everything, but it's like, have you talked to the competition to see what they offer? Do they have better tracking services? Do they have better paperwork? Do they have drivers that communicate better? You know what I mean?
Lumber and paper loads, 37 brokers trying to move one load. Yeah,
exactly. This is exactly it. And we've all been there where you're like, well, I got to take a load because I can't find anything else and I need to get my guy home. But you kind of hit it on the head here. It's those where people are just, they blow it out to everybody. Yeah, I'll put you on my list. Send me your stuff, and you're all jacked. Yeah, it wasn't a good client.
Yeah. Really quick too, guys. Go follow Cheap Freight Hauler on TikTok.
Yeah.
Cheap Freight Hauler, throw in your username on TikTok. I think people need to go follow you.
Yeah, I would agree.
I love your TikTok. Double check everything. Mistakes can cost big. Whether it's emails, whatever it is, right? Emails, calls, or sending letters. I don't care. You double check everything.
Yeah. The first mistake I learned was this is honestly one of my first loads I brokered. And we were soup to nuts, so we found the trucks, found the clients, did everything, and didn't read that they were open from 7 to 4. Sent my truck in at 5. They were closed. It cost me a toe new. And so little mistakes in detail can cost you money real quick. And all of a sudden you got a negative load on you, and you're like, great.
That or
how am I going to explain this?
Right. That or it costs you a customer too, right?
Could cost, yeah, exactly. So could cost you thousands of dollars just by not, I didn't send somebody in that had a tarp, or I didn't send somebody in that had a 102-inch, flatbed deck, and they had a 96, and the customer got pissed off because he needed 102, right? So all those little details are kind of you've got to make sure you're following them. And it's tough sometimes you overlook them. There's no doubt about it. But, making sure that you're following detail is wildly important.
Right. And that's I skipped over this one. This will actually be perfect, but customer service will make or break your business.
Yeah.
How good your customer service. Are you paying attention to details? Are you updating your customer on their freight? So customer service is huge in this industry.
Yeah, the customer service side of things is when you become a freight broker, it almost becomes a 24-hour job. And it's hard to separate, personal and professional, right? You're always working on your truck, or you're always looking at an email, or looking at loads that are coming in over the weekend, or whatever it may be, right? And so I think that if you offer higher level of customer service, people will notice that. That'll make you stand out with your clients.
Oh, for sure. If a shipper doesn't have to worry about you because your communication is just spot on, like they have so much going on that they have to deal with.
Yeah.
I think the last thing they want to have to do is babysit a freight broker or a carrier. So if you could take something off that shipper's plate, that really does set you apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're gonna have to earn it though, right? You got to show them that, hey, this is what I can do, and I'll show you. And that's one thing I'm going to lead into here is your first year will demand more than you expect. If you're a first year broker, if you're just getting back on the horse, that first year is going to hold on.
Oh man.
Get your coffee, get your Red Bull, your Zins.
Whatever you need.
Whatever. You got to have to grind, man. So yeah, there's that. And the burnout is real. You got to pace yourself. Jared and I talked about this a lot. We're big into mental health. Take care of yourself.
Yep. You have to find a way to not only feed, but you have to find a way to just shut it off for a moment and just, hey, I'm not going to be available today, or whatever it may be. So I think that's wildly important.
Yeah, I agree. We have many viewers today. What is something that you wish someone would have told you before coming into this industry?
Oh, that's a good one.
Tell us what you wish someone would have told you.
Yeah.
And there are going to be a lot of mistakes in this industry too. So my 2 cents is you got to learn from those mistakes. Remember those mistakes. You made many mistakes.
A lot of scars.
I've heard. Yeah. And you learned. And what I love about you is a lot of those mistakes that you've made, a lot of the demos that we've sit on, you bring them up and you tell people about them. And that's something for them to look for so they don't make that same mistake.
Yeah.
So customer service is a key.
It's everything. It really is.
And then integrity. Integrity is everything too as well. You gotta have integrity. And then, like you said, not every customer is going to be a good customer or the perfect fit. So you got to just be patient and get a feel for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then when it comes to negotiation, I feel like you still need to know your worth. So when you're trying to negotiate, you got to understand your worth, and that'd be probably for the carrier side. If you're trying to negotiate with a broker, show them what you're worth. Why you need this cost.
Yeah.
communication between the broker and carrier needs to be there as well.
Yeah, you can almost commoditize
And dispatcher
communication, and we get so wrapped up in just email, or I need to bid this and bid that, and sometimes I get shown a different way, and it's like, okay, hey, we do have this type of equipment, and this is why, and just explaining those things. Maybe the customer doesn't care or not, or the broker doesn't care or not, but you definitely have to show your worth. And carriers, especially, they need to understand how to quote and provide the value that they need in order to get paid.
Right. Jared, I haven't even asked you yet, but I know that one of your good buddies kind of got you into this industry, but is there something that you wish that you would have known before diving deep into the logistics?
I didn't know what, it's always, you don't know what you don't know. I've always enjoyed that every single day is something different. And every single day I'm going to learn something, even to this day. This morning I was talking to somebody and they were like, you need to probably do it this way. And I'm like, that's such a good point. There's no more value if I do it that way. So just have that open mind and don't think you know it all, because it really is wildly important to just kind of be a cup and go, you know what, fuck, you're right. I made a mistake, or I didn't do that right, or you know what, I learned here, and just being just vulnerable is an okay thing.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So funny enough, I had a broker yesterday, and quick pay turnaround is a must. We pay within 15 days for carriers. Huge, bro. But I had a broker yesterday. He's working on a flatbed load, and could have gone on a hot ship, but he was, a hot shot. It just took a little bit. He works by himself.
Yep.
It just took him a little bit to kind of think and work through this stuff. But yeah, and honestly too, it's all about the mindset in this industry too. You're right. There's so much going on in this industry.
There is.
There's something new every day.
Yep.
You have to try to keep a positive mindset.
Yep.
And then I think last but not least, and this one's also big for me, but it's take ownership. If you mess up somewhere down the line, take ownership. 100%.
And I think your customers will appreciate that. Even the carriers. Hey, this was my mistake. I'm sorry. I think there was a guy that I saw just kind of banter off some email that a broker sent to us earlier last week, and the guy was just being an email warrior, kind of blowing him up, and the broker just admittedly just responded back and said, this is totally my fault. I'm sorry. And it loosened the guy up, and so I think being vulnerable, being willing to learn, and those are the things that are wildly important in this industry, because it's so fast paced. But at the same time, make sure that you're just enjoying the people that are around you, and pick up the phone and have a conversation and slow down for a minute, because it is nice to slow down. I got a buddy that just works his ass off. He brokers or dispatches fuel trucks all day, and he's just high level, man. The guy's gonna burn himself out. He's just go constantly, and it's like, slow down for a minute and enjoy. Your family's around you. Things could be way worse. So let's just
No, I agree. Let's take a step back.
Let's take a step back.
What's up, Tom?
Tom, what's up, brother? What's going on?
Hey, brother.
It's good to have you on.
And when something does go to shit, try to let them know. Try to find that you're trying to find a solution. And if you don't have anyone around you to help you find that solution, I always tell people, get on LinkedIn. You need to build a network. Build some relationships with other people like yourself, maybe in the same area. Maybe you guys get a cup of coffee. But I promise you that if you're home alone working and you're brokering and you need to find a solution for your customer and you can't, this is where your support group comes into play.
Totally. Absolutely.
You need to build that.
You gotta be creative in this industry, to just to kind of be able to understand, I could do this way or this way. So take a moment to do that. So,
what's up, Tire Killer?
Tire Killer, what's going on? Accountability. It's a big problem in today's world, all around. Honestly, it really is. Like, nobody wants to. It's somebody else's fault. Oh well, they told me to do it. No. Accountability is everything. So nothing like working 24 hours a day. Honestly, dispatching fuel truck sounds fun. You should see this guy. He is just a worked up hot potato. I don't think he cuts his hair or shaves or any. He looks like a giant Sasquatch. It's okay, but The classic. That's not my job. Yeah, exactly. That's something that's like, come on. Exactly. I love that. I love that.
Really quick before we close out, I guess, if someone were to ask me if, Nate, what do you wish someone would have told you for coming into logistics or selling tech? I wish someone would have told me that trying to find the word for it. I almost want to say it's just insanely crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. It is crazy industry, man. It's high stress work.
Yeah.
And it can really put you down at the end of the day. You get home, you almost just don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? So you have to, and here's where I'm going with this. You have to take care of yourself. If you have a lunch break, go for a walk.
Yeah.
You have to take care of your mental health because this industry will drive you crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
And, I know a couple of brokers that, went down the wrong road because they got so stressed. They they're leaning on things to kind of help them get through the hard times. It's just, it's hard. So find yourself a support group, take care of yourself, and just reach out for help. There's never a dumb question.
No, not at all. So, or a dumb situation. This is why we're here. We just try to help.
Right. So, Jerry, I appreciate you, brother. Chief Freight Hauler, what you got going on here? I was transportation manager for an all company before buying my own truck.
Friend Ghoster. Yeah, I mean, you should see him on a daily basis. I think they run like 55 fuel trucks in western Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming. It's just a hot potato, man.
Nice.
Getting lunch with a buddy today. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So,
you guys, I hope this video is helpful. Whether you're just getting into this industry or just trying to get back in the horse, we want to help you any way we can. So, just reach out to us. We'll help you if you
know everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%, Gabe.
Yeah.
You guys, I appreciate you. Tune in Friday. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet Friday, but we'll come up with something here. But tune in Friday. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell. Sometimes we'll go live, when we don't plan.
When we don't plan on it.
So